Hello everybody and welcome to the video. We have a very special video for you guys today. Jake, John, Sarah, our special guest Phil, who is my brother-in-law, and myself all got to investigate one of the most infamous hotspots for paranormal activity, Pennhurst State School located in eastern Pennsylvania. One of our very own team members, Sarah, has been working with disabled individuals for over 20 years and she has seen the repercussions of life in the asylums of our past. There were literally thousands of residents and only a handful of orderlies. The conditions were atrocious, not to mention the doctor who treated some of these individuals was literally named Dr. Fear. You have to be a supervillain or an evil doctor with that name. It is documented that he did terrible things to certain individuals, although he claimed he was trying to help them. Pennhurst was in operation from 1908 to 1987. And now it is a famous haunted house attraction as well as an attraction where you can go ghost hunting at. If you want to learn more about Pennhurst and the horrible history of it, we highly recommend taking a look at the documentary Suffer the Little Children. You can find it on YouTube. We will leave a link up here or down in the description below. The exposure that this documentary had contributed to the closing of Pennhurst, thank God. Be sure to drop a like on the video and please don't forget to subscribe. It's a small click for you guys and it means the absolute world to us. Also, don't forget to watch all the way to the end for the funny moments from the investigation. Thank you all so much and enjoy. For part 1 of our Pennhurst series, we will be starting out at the Mayflower building, the third and the second floor. The building was open for those who were epileptic and feeble-minded. Other paranormal groups in the past seem to have contacted children on the third floor especially. Keep in mind that this state school was originally opened for those feeble-minded children. As time went on, adults were added into the mix. There's a long history of communication with children in this building. I also would like to add a quick side note here that most of the evidence we have captured seems to be more on the residual side. So to kick off the investigation, the whole group decided to go to the top floor to start looking around while I stayed down to get another camera ready. As soon as they reached the third floor, the camera that Jake had picked up whispers on the microphone. So coming up, just keep in mind, this was all before I even made it up the stairs, so this was like 5 minutes into the investigation. Sarah was trying to plan on what we should do, and while she was talking, you can hear another whisper being picked up on Jake's camera.
So, how do you guys want to...
So at this point, I finally made it up to the top floor with everybody else. While I was setting up the cameras aiming down both hallways, Phil was exploring a little bit and he walked into a room. While he was wandering around that room, you can hear yet another disembodied voice.
Down there scuffling. Yes, did you too?
So Phil, John, and myself all went to this room at the end of the hallway, while Jake and Sarah went to the room at the end of the other hallway. We then put this light up motion ball on the floor right in front of the door. If you want to see it light up, make funny noise, just touch it. Don't be shy. Right after Sarah asked that, you can hear a voice being picked up on the stationary camera saying, "I don't know if I can." So during this whole time, Sarah had a chest camera on. She asked the question if they could let us know that there's something here, and you hear a voice say the word "here."
To show us that you're here? That would be wonderful.
So up next, Phil and John go to leave the room, and you can see on the floor is a little motion sensor ball. It's like a cat toy that cats play with, and every time they hit it, it lights up, or every time it moves, it lights up. So as you can see, it's sitting on the floor perfectly fine, and it starts going off.
I want it to be on the ball, just in case the ball moves. Show me where you are. Point the rods to exactly where you are. Okay, this one in my hand is going... Oh, you're over there?
So coming up, the stationary camera picks up what sounds like a whistle. Phil's camera also picked up the sound. I then go over to Jake and Sarah because Jake was calling my name.
Jake, are you calling my name? Yeah, I'm coming. Wait, did someone just whistle?
I did. I asked if you whistled. I heard it earlier. I was mimicking what I heard.
No, I didn't whistle.
Who whistled?
You heard a whistle? I did hear a whistle.
Where's you now?
Not gonna lie, it's so nerve-wracking walking down those hallways by yourself.
You're at which?
Did you hear that? It's like a bang.
Oh, we've been hearing all kinds of back here. Okay. Whoa. My rods won't stop moving. Like literally.
So now at this point, I left Sarah and Jake and made my way back to Phil and John.
I'm facing it in that room right here. It's every time. Listen, I heard singing. It's every time you leave. Wait, hold on.
Just don't move.
Don't move and your friend move and test it. No, like you have to physically move that.
Yeah, I thought I beating the vibrations on the floor, but
What?
look, it didn't. No.
Is that in frame of me jumping around it?
Yes. That's crazy.
See? No.
Oh. My hand just kind of like jumped. That's weird. It's like someone else just moving my hand. We did it again. Okay. I'm stopping that for a minute. Dude, like imagine someone moving your hand when you're trying to keep it still. Like just...
Okay. So if you don't want us to leave, can you make that ball light up again? Or if you want us to leave? Okay.
So coming up next, Jake and Sarah are doing a dowsing rod session still, and you can hear a disembodied voice call Sarah a very not nice name.
So do you want me to stay?
Look how long it's going for. Before it
What
was
is that?
on for a couple seconds.
Coming up next, Sarah's chest camera picked up what sounds like two bangs off in the distance.
That could have been. That could have been. That could have been.
Did you grow up here? Sorry.
They grew up here.
Elevate's going on.
Now at this point, Sarah and Jake decided to leave the main room and work their way down the hallway.
Okay. If it bumps into me, it's good stuff. Move my rods here and show me where you are. Move my rods around. Show me there's somebody here. Dude. Oh my god.
At this point, everybody wanted to switch places. John, Phil, and myself would go to where Jake and Sarah were, while Jake and Sarah would go where we were. As I was checking the stationary camera, the camera picked up what sounds like a female speaking.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, we're just here to say hi.
So now is the point of the night where we all gathered up all of our things, all the equipment, and moved down to the second floor to investigate there. After I got done setting up the stationary camera and the thermal, aiming down the hallway, Jake and Sarah decided to actually make their way down the hallway, while Phil, John, and myself went into this doorway to the left. It had like a bunch of office cubicles and stuff like that. While we were walking away, the stationary actually picked up what sounds like a hiss. That goes for anyone watching this video. You break into an abandoned place, do not spray paint it.
Well, we do not endorse breaking into abandoned buildings, but we do endorse just general exploration.
Just don't break stuff. Let it, conserve what we have. The fun stuff, fun places like this.
It must be behind. Alright, I'm gonna set this here. Was it this?
As John and myself were looking at the graffiti on the walls, I thought I heard a noise. Then a few seconds later, I heard it again, but the camera actually picked it up this time.
Oh, I said Iron Maiden?
No. Here. Here. Up next is truly bizarre. Sarah put an EMF meter on a metal bed and it started going off. These meters read electronic frequencies, so why would there be any electricity flowing through a bed?
I'll set it on here, actually. Whoa! Is that from it being metal?
No, that shouldn't affect it because there's no EMF coming off of it. It's
Whoa.
not electronical.
Wait, move the camera out of the way. Make sure it's not in the stream of the camera.
Except, if you look at the beds, these are the beds that they would strap people down in. Look at how the bed's set up.
Yeah, because just setting it on metal shouldn't do that, right?
I saw it a little bit.
Like a light.
It may have been reflection something.
But I didn't.
I thought it was that tiny little loop. Oh, before the light.
So at this point, we all decided to meet up so Sarah can show us the whole bed and EMF meter thing. But before we did that, as John, Phil, and myself were walking up to Sarah and Jake, you can hear a disembodied female voice.
It's like so much energy is maybe just stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the tunnel and then we gotta tell her we're gonna go on the diagnosis.
We only have 2.5 hours.
Yep.
I guess they want us to go.
Now at this point of the night, we all went back to the entrance of the second floor and start packing things up. But before we do that, we heard something get thrown down at the end of the hallway. I then grabbed Phil's camera to go see what it was, and as I made it to the end of the hall, you can hear another rock or pebble get thrown.
I wanna go take a peek.
So John decided to come over to me a few seconds later to help me look, but we didn't find anything or anyone. Everyone else is behind the stationary camera at this time. I am honestly so upset about this. As we were walking back, my IR light on the camera I was holding must have hit the stationary's light and made it super blurry. But even with that, you could still see a shadow run across the wall to the right. Thank you for joining us in part 1 of our 3-part Pennhurst series. Please join us 2 weeks from now, October 9th, for part 2, where we will be investigating the basement of the Mayflower building and also the main floor of the Devon Hall. One of our team members became affected and had to sit out the rest of the night. You do not want to miss this. Thank you all again for watching, and now on to the funny moments.
Is that you guys? Damn it.
Yeah. Whose ass was that?
Jake.
Jake, you nasty.
What's your password?
It's a plunge code. That's it. It's like French. Really?
Dude, I can't see your finger. It's dark.
That isn't squeaky enough.
Oh my god, there's a lot of stairs.